I'm about to create, or I'm determined to create a mortal being from clay, from wet soil. فَإِذَا سَوَيْتُهُ, then when I finally mold him. Sawwa yusawwi is to balance something or to put finishing touches on something. First you create something and then you refine it. Taswiyah is the act of refining, balancing, making sure every end of it is even, things like that. So Allah says, for example, سَبِّحِ اسْمَ رَبِّكَ الْأَعْلَى الَّذِي خَلَقَ فَسَوَّى. So he creates and then he puts finishing touches on it. فَسَوَّيْتُهُ وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي, and after the finishing touches are done, I blow into him of my ruh, فَقَعُوا لَهُ سَاجِدِينَ, then fall before him in sajda. فَسَجَدَ الْمَلَائِكَةُ كُلُّهُمْ أَجْمَعُونَ, then the angels, all of them, prostrated, fell into sajda before him without exception. Now the kulluhum and ajma'un is an unusual combination, and what that tells you is there were no exceptions to the angels making sajda. Iblis couldn't possibly have been a fallen angel according to the Qur'an. Has to be a jinn. And of course that's explicitly mentioned in Surah Al-Kahf, kana min al-jinn. He was from among the jinn. Illa iblis astakbara, except Iblis, not so Iblis. That's why the word illa is important to understand properly. Illa doesn't just mean except. Not so Iblis. He didn't do so. Istakbara, he tried to show his own greatness. He tried to be arrogant. وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ, and he had already been from those who disbelieved. قَالَ يَا إِبْلِيسِ مَا مَنَعَكَ أَن تَسْجُدْ. He said, Iblis, what prevented you that you should do sajda? لِمَا خَلَقْتُ بِيَدَيَّ. Why didn't you do sajda? What prevented you from doing sajda to the one that I created with both my hands? Istakbarta, you've shown arrogance. Astakbarta, have you shown arrogance? Am kunta min al-alin, or is it the case that you truly are from those who deserve that kind of height? Are you just showing it? Or are you convinced that you are from them? Is that the reality you think you have? قَالَ أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُ. He said, I'm better than him. How defiant. Speaks to Allah directly like this. I'm better than him. خَلَقْتَنِي مِن نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِن طِينٍ. You created me from fire. You created him from dirt. Allah already mentioned, He did create us from dirt. But then He put His ruh in us. Then, fa sababiyya. Then as a result of the ruh, declaring the supremacy of the human being, the dirt itself is not enough. All other creatures were made from dirt too. The dirt is not enough. Then make sajda to him. He doesn't even acknowledge the existence of the ruh. Perhaps he doesn't know about it even, or care for it. All he sees is teen. So, he doesn't see what's so great about the human being because he's just made of dirt. What a surprise. In modern science, when we don't acknowledge the existence of the ruh anymore, all we see ourselves is just another animal. We don't see what's so great about the human being. The Christians, to show the greatness of the human being in their theology, they even modified revelation, and they even modified what Allah didn't even say, added things Allah didn't even say, like man is at the center of the universe. We never said that. The Christians said that because they said this is a way of honoring the human being. All the honoring the human being will ever need is already by account of the ruh. You don't need to be at the center of the universe to be honored. That's already there because Allah has blown into His own ruh. Min ruhi means one of His special properties, one of His special creations, ruh, is what is blown into the human being. That's what honors us. Now, Shaitan sees no big deal in the human being. And by the way, this is a huge aspect of guidance. To us honor ourselves. Allah says we honored the son of Adam. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. We honored the son of Adam. The ruh is what honors us. The denial of ruh is basically the degradation of the human being. And once you've degraded yourself and you start comparing yourself to animals, then that's what we're finding ourselves now. Do you know that a lot of people that argue, for example, in favor of homosexuality, for instance, compare human beings to certain species of pigs or some species of monkeys and say it's found in nature? I was like, wow. That's the real denial of the soul. Now you're saying your behavior is justifiable because you're modeling yourself after animals. We begin with the premise that the human being is honored. And so, He didn't acknowledge the existence of the ruh, and what does He want humanity to do? Do the same thing. Forget the ruh in you. You're just clay. You're just dirt. And what does shaitan call you to? All things that your clay existence wants. The food, the temptation, the shelter, everything that this world has to offer. That's all shaitan wants. Sees in you, that's all he wants you to reduce yourself to to humiliate yourself and not acknowledge your soul. قَالَ فَخْرُجْ مِنْهَا فَإِنَّكَ رَجِيمٌ. So Allah said, expel, get out of here. You are the cursed one. And also marjum, raja means to pelt. So you're the one that gets to be pelted. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكَ لَعْنَتِي إِلَى يَوْمِ الدِّينِ. And upon you exclusively is my curse until the day of the full judgment. قَالَ رَبِّي فَأَنظِرْنِي. Then he said, Master, in that case, let me stay around. Give me time. Wait for me. إِلَى يَوْمِ يُبْعَثُونَ. Until the day that they are raised. قَالَ فَإِنَّكَ مِنَ الْمُنظَرِينَ. Then Allah said to him, fine, then you are from those who are given time to exist. Until then, you are given time to wait. إِلَى يَوْمِ الْوَقْتِ الْمَعْلُومِ. Until the day of the known time. Until the day of the known time. قَالَ فَبِعِزَّتِكَ. He says, I swear by the authority you have. Because Allah has, by His authority, given him that time. That's an expression of Allah's authority that He gave him time to stick around. I swear by the authority you've granted me. لَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. I will absolutely delude them, take them off the path, all of them altogether. إِلَّا عِبَادَكَ مِنْهُمُ الْمُخْلَصِينَ. Except the slave among yours that have been granted wisdom, that have been granted sincerity. What was the previous surah's focus? Al-ibad al-mukhlasin. Innahu min ibadina al-mukhlasin. The slaves that have been given sincerity. The slaves that have been given sincerity. He says, you intervene and give them sincerity, I won't be able to do anything about it. قَالَ فَالْحَقُّ. Then Allah said, the truth then. وَالْحَقَّ أَقُولُ. And the truth is what I say. لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ مِنْكَ. I will absolutely fill hell with you. وَمِمَّنْ تَبِعَكَ مِنْهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. And whoever among them follows you all together. We've already seen the scene of hell in this surah. And now we're taken back to where this saga began.